Good morning, champ. What's going on? Hey, welcome to the Professional Problem Solvers podcast, episode 15. Is that right? 15? I don't know. We're not counting them, but we'll count them one day, and we'll start counting them for you. So, good morning. I hope that you're doing well. You should be doing well. You could be doing well. You have to be well because 1 million people didn't wake up this morning. So you're actually so blessed to be here listening to this stream. Today we're going to learn how important it is to be positive, how to develop this positive attitude that's going to help us to go through adversity and help us to transform into new identities. So why is it so important to have positive attitude? He who has the most hope has the most influence. The reason why I'm so excited this morning is because I just saw some news last night. I don't want to get into politics and news because it's so crazy right now with information. But there's a lot of hope. A lot of evil is going to be removed from the planet Earth. So I believe that the best is yet to come. I'm being very, very serious. Very soon, we're going to find out some great news. And the world is going to be a much better place. But anyways, the positive attitude is critical to our being. It's critical to our existence. It's critical to our success. It's critical to everything. It's critical to our gene. It's critical to our generations. It's very important to learn how to develop the positive attitude, because when we're faced with a situation we can't change, it's really up to us. It puts us in a position of power where we make the choice to choose the perception of comedy. See, every situation in life could be seen as comedy or tragedy, and it's truly our choice on how we're going to see it. You know, you've heard cliches like don't take life too seriously, or don't focus on the small things, and it's all small things. Nothing really matters. Live in the now. All those cliches make a lot of sense, right? So positive attitude can truly change your life if you commit to making the right choice. One of the things about positive attitude is that people think that they need motivation, or they need something outside, something to come from different external sources. But truly, positive attitude comes from our soul. What do I mean by that? If you're living your purpose, if you're living truly your passion, you're definitely gonna overjoy. So, you know, everybody goes through adversity. Everybody goes through hardships in life. This is something that's inevitable. But the choice truly is ours. I follow the Navy SEALs, and there was a story that I was listening to not too long ago. I think it was Jacko that was sharing the story. And it was about Navy SEALs that were at war. And they were hiding from the enemy, and they were completely outnumbered. It was like thousands of the enemy, and they were like 18 guys. So they were actually hiding in the water, in the lake, and it was extremely cold. So cold, freezing cold. And some of the guys were giving up. Some of the guys were making comments, losing their hope. And keep in mind, those are some of the toughest guys in the world. One of those Navy SEALs is able to fight 100 guys at a time, 100 people at a time. And, or, you know, they're prepared for extreme weather conditions, extreme situations at war. So these guys were giving up. And one of the guys started singing. So eventually all the guys started singing, and that hope, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about that story. That hope, you know, is so contagious that was able to help those Navy SEALs survive, and every single one of them survived the mission. So it's just an amazing story. But it's true. In the moments where there's no hope, be the light. Even if it sounds unreasonable, even if it sounds illogical, be the light and be unreasonable. and offer people hope any chance you get. Offer people courage any chance you get. Because stress is a choice, and having a great positive attitude is also a choice. One of the hacks about positive attitude is music. In all the moments in my life where I've um, gone through adversity and gone through severe sadness, I follow a pattern that I check out from music, and music always brings me back. Music is has one of those special one of those special ways to really put you in a state of mind that nothing else can. And it's like a switch. As soon as you play that song, it puts you in that state of mind. So definitely never give up on music. Invest in music. When you have positive attitude towards things, when you're able to turn every situation into comedy, you're actually able to find solution to problems that no one else can see. When you are able to turn problems into opportunities, you're providing such a value to the world that uh, everybody has to stop and bow down, because it's unique and it's very creative, and it's also providing hope to everyone involved. So as the professional problem solver, I want to show you today how to turn problems into opportunities, how to keep positive attitude in the worst situations, in the situations when you feel guilty, when you feel ashamed, when you've done something terrible, and to be able to turn things around and ask for forgiveness properly, be able to receive forgiveness properly, and feel good. As a matter of fact, in some of those situations when it's not completely your fault, you're going to be able to turn things around and be able to gain leverage in that situation. So, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share with you how to apologize, the 4 steps of apology. Why is that important? Why is it important to know how to apologize? Because it will help you remain positive attitude. It will help you transfer that attitude to the person who is upset, to the person who feels hurt, to the person who feels that you know things are really bad. So when you're apologizing, sometimes the other party doesn't accept your apology, and that's one of the most frustrating situations, one of the most frustrating feelings, especially when it's sincere. And sometimes we are sincere, and it just doesn't come across as genuine as we want to, or the person just doesn't accept it because of the perception they already have for us, of the impression they have for us. So I want you to follow these 4 steps. I believe that when you say I'm sorry, you're basically surrendering to the fact that you cannot change things. And I use I'm sorry for very, 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 very um, critical situations when things are not able to be restored. So instead of I'm sorry, I would always use I apologize. So step number 1 is I apologize. You always have to start with those words. I apologize. I apologize. And you apologize for whatever you're apologizing. Step number 2 is to take full responsibility. And full responsibility means all of it, 100%. Most of the time, it's not all your fault. Most of the time, it's 50-50 or 60-40 or 70-30, or who cares, right? Sometimes it's all your fault. Sometimes it's not all your fault. Sometimes it's all of their fault. But what happens when you take full responsibility is you rob them, you eliminate the chance for them to respond. They don't have a next move. And this is truly critical because it eliminates the problem right away. And when you take full responsibility, when you own the problem, you remove the opportunity for them to be upset. So when you say, I take full responsibility, or this is all of my fault, this is all my fault. If for some reason now they feel that it wasn't all of your fault, they're definitely going to correct that in that moment. So they're going to say, no, 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 it's not all your fault. So immediately you're starting to feel better. Immediately you're starting to release some of the guilt, and things might be restored at this point. People might take the other party might take initiative at this point and be like, no, no, this is not all your fault, and they might say something that completely changes the course of the conversation. So you may not even be able to finish the steps of the apology, but I always suggest to you to complete the process and go through all the steps. So you understand why you need to take full responsibility, because it puts you in a position of leverage. It puts you in a position of um, ownership, and it's so important for you to own your problems, but to be genuine about owning your problems and truly follow up. And here's the test. Step number 3 is make amends. Make amends means to make it up, to be able to offer to not only restore the damage, but to offer something even more, something that will be exceeding their expectations. And by the way, it doesn't have to be something that costs you money. It doesn't have to be something that costs you more of your products or services, or more of your uh, something material. It could be your time, your attention, your equity in some way. So you could offer many other alternatives besides money to make up for the problems that you've caused. And finally, the final step is to truly convince the person with eye contact that this will never happen again. Truly convince the person that you've learned your lesson and you're going to use this experience to never allow yourself to make the same mistake. And people usually, after you follow that process, feel convinced that you truly mean what you're apologizing for. And obviously, I recommend that if you truly mean it, not to use that technique for any other purposes. Turn problems into opportunities, because very few people are doing that, and we need more of that in the world. We need more of that. We need more understanding. We need to improve our communication on every level, in our personal relationships, in our business relationships, in every single level. We need to listen more. We need to allow people to understand. We need to be able to be better at explaining and more patient with everyone. So turn problems into opportunities. Focus on that. You must be rational in your approach towards life. Just look at things in a more logical way. Sometimes we feel anxious about possibilities and we just avoid thinking about it. Instead of that, we need to seek knowledge. We need to seek expertise. And taking rational approach towards life can truly help us see it for what life really is. Many times we just mix some of our self-sabotage, some of our negative fantasies with true facts. And once when it's mixed in our mind, we get a totally different perception about life, and it robs us from truly pursuing our greatest version of ourselves. So we need to get information constantly and be surrounded by positive people who have more rational approach towards life, and they can help us truly follow simple ways to remain positive during those hard times. So we need to always deliver our very best. No matter what we do, we have to approach every single task with enthusiasm. That allows us to keep that momentum of positivity. And the longer we keep the momentum of positivity, the more we don't want to be negative. And the longer we keep the momentum of negativity, the more we don't want to be positive. And unfortunately, our bodies, they don't really feel the difference. So the emotions of negativity sometimes could be addictive, just as the emotions of positive attitude and positive feelings. So we have to be aware of the fact that it's our choice. It's truly our choice to choose how we're going to approach life and what our perception towards the world will be. We all get negative thoughts. There's no one in the world who doesn't have some sort of problems with negative thoughts, self-sabotage. Everybody runs into that. It's the way you handle those thoughts. It's uh, the way you communicate with those thoughts. You have to challenge them. Where do they come from? What is the source of that? Are they logical? Are they facts? Is it true? Don't believe everything that comes to your head. I mean, it's so easy to just imagine disasters and problems. It's just very easy to get negative. Plus, you must be aware of your surroundings. If you surround yourself with positive people, it's easy to stay positive. It's easy to keep your momentum. But if you are constantly surrounded by negative people, it doesn't matter how positive you are, eventually you're going to get exhausted. And you really have to charge yourself like 3 times more in order to just be able to survive the day around negative people or around people who have indifferent attitude, which is even worse sometimes. At least you know how to avoid negative people, but people with indifferent attitude are more dangerous. So make sure you select the people you surround yourself, and don't underestimate that. This is so important. And finally, I mean, one of the foundations about positive attitude is truly to be grateful. Focus on the small things, on the very little things that allow you to just feel happy, feel positive, feel joy in life. Focus on the fact that you can still walk, that you can still breathe, that you can still see, that you can still hear, that you can still smell. So many people are robbed from those basic um, and you need to just focus on these simple things. The foundation of positive attitude is just truly gratitude. Gratitude is one of the things that if we're in a state of gratitude, we could not be depressed. If we're in a state of gratitude, we could not be unhappy. If we're in a state of gratitude, we could not be sad. So focus on gratitude and put your attention on good things. Find positive people, learn from them. As a matter of fact, one of the other things that really helps is if you focus on being the most positive person in the room. I have that competition with myself. I try to be the most positive person in the room every time when we're in a big setting. I try to give hope when adversity and when negativity is spread in the room. And it's just amazing to be able to test people's temperature. So many people are so negative that they need a little bit more time, but with persistence you can definitely help them out. One of the best things you can do with negative people or people who are sad or people who are going through struggle is just smile. Offer them your smile. Make eye contact with them and hold your smile for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 seconds, for as long as it takes. Offer them your smile, offer them your genuine love, and help those people, because this is the energy that is completely unlimited and we can share without being stingy. So we need to go to work. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope that you're going to keep positive attitude today. You're going to be that person that is going to make somebody's day, genuinely offer somebody your love, and don't hold back. Make it a great day. Be the best version of yourself, and don't forget to stay positive.